Mr. Jeffrey, Paul here, and this is the beginning of your Dee Wite symbol. So we're working on that. It's the gold leaf, and of course that has to be engine turned, and then we will paint in the area you see of the mermaid, and then there's painting to be done up here on this boat. And and I think the other side, well, let's see if the other side's on or not. I only saw him working on this one side. Oh, yeah, he's got the other side on. So it started as well, and it's drying for the evening, and then we'll be taking care of that. There was significant crazing in your varnish down here, and we're trying to get as much out as we can without burning through and having to do stain touch-ups and so forth that we're having to do up here. And so part of what you're seeing is just a difference in the sheen, I believe. Looks like we need to add just a little more color in some of these areas where the numbers were. We have your Tennessee numbers, and but we'll be getting that stain matched. If you look at an earlier, I know it takes you to YouTube. If you look at the hacker, you'll see how successful we are at match and stain, which is pretty successful. It takes a while, but we've been pretty successful. But I wanted to show you here on the transom, and this is something that we often run into. It just depends on how long the name's been on the back of the boat. So what you're seeing is, Baby Zackaroo. You can see that that the sunlight has attacked the stain that was not shaded by the paint. And we see that often. I think you and Taylor discussed that was a possibility that was going to happen. So we're the only way, as he discussed with you, to completely do away with that is to actually strip the finish on the transom and bleach the transom, and that will take all of the color out of the transom. And then we restain and do our build-up coats, and then put your new name on it. So that's unless you want to. Well, I started to say unless you want to take a chance on this showing through, but you already know it's going to show through. It's going to be, hopefully your name, the Demented, actually would maybe take enough attention away from the Baby Zackaroo, but it's going to be visible. So you may want to do a strip back here and a refinish of the transom. So that's what we would like you to do. But of course there's an incremental cost in that. And then there's the other trick that we can try is what we call overstaining. The problem with overstaining is, and I'll show you that other boat that we did the staining on. The problem with overstaining is your natural beauty of the grain gets obscured by the stain, because you have to put the stain on a little thicker, and the more layers you put on, the more it obscures the original grain of the wood. So let me show you another boat out here that we've had to overstain because the rest of the boat was overstained. Okay, that was the reason we had to do it.
One side is complete.
Huh?
One side is complete.
Cool.
Sand, paint, and take over.
You want to have a sleepover? Homie, don't go for that.
Sand, paint, and flip over.
Yeah, it looks good. Let me get this video done right here. So so you can see this. We overstained this and you know, the grain is, you just almost can't see the grain. And the reason that we overstained it was because this had been overstained down here, and you almost can't see the grain. And right here is, you know, barewood grain. Oh, here are some examples. I mean, so here's an example of a boat that is properly stained and varnished. And we're doing what we had to do on this other, because we're doing a repair and we had to make the repair match what was already on the boat. But, you know, you can see the stain is not obscure here, not been obscured by overstaining. So we can overstain, and it'll just almost look like brown paint back there instead of seeing the wood grain coming through the varnish. So that's why we suggest that you may want to just go ahead and on the transom strip it and restain it and do new build-up coats. All right, sir. Talk to you later.